So today, it's episode 17, and we feature Khangelani Mkhize. He's an author, and he's a father, a husband, and he's also a friend of mine. We met each other actually where we went to school. That was in Y-Bank. He's my senior.
Yes.
Which year was that when we came to know each other?
I think it was 1998.
1998.
Yes.
Can you imagine? Just my dad for him time.
Yes.
But for any reason, thank you so much for paying us a visit and being a part of Unfiltered today. We're going to be discussing his book here. He's an author, as I did mention. He's going to, give us more insights into exactly who he is as a man. But he's written this beautiful book right here. You want to get your hands into this jewel of a book right here. When he wrote this little piece in 2018, was it?
Yes, 2018.
2018. When he wrote this book,
Yeah.
I think he poured everything that is inside of him, his thoughts, and obviously being an interesting person, you also want to find out Umumbolo, and he's done an amazing piece of work. I don't think he even knows that.
No, I don't.
How are you doing? How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, Askeda.
No, give him a
And,
bit.
yeah,
Thank you so
thanks
much
a lot
again for
having
coming
me.
to the Unfiltered today.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Yeah, man. In your own words,
Yes.
Khangelani.
Khangelani Mkhize is an evolving human being.
Yeah.
He's a person who's been through a lot
Mm-hmm.
and still is going
Yeah.
through a lot.
Yeah.
But the crux of who Khangelani Mkhize is a person who is passionate
Yeah.
about discovering and fulfilling their purpose
Yeah.
within the allocated time
Mm-hmm.
that he has been given.
Yeah.
And secondly, not only to discover it for myself, but to also help others.
Exactly.
Because I believe that life is about serving your generation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have served your generation well,
Yeah.
you are rewarded with the next generation.
Yeah.
We have a look at maybe Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Shakespeare died more than 400 years ago.
We're still speaking of them
We
today.
are still speaking of him today.
We're still
and
studying them today.
Yes, his work is still being studied at schools.
Yeah.
Why? Because there are about 3 dimensions in life where people operate.
Yeah.
There's the spiritual dimension, there's the physical dimension,
Yeah.
and there's the dimension of the soul.
Okay.
If someone operates within the dimension, within the physical dimension,
Yeah.
then whatever they are doing is merely for the 5 senses.
The physical.
The physical.
Yeah.
Whatever they are doing, their work is merely for entertainment.
Exactly. And attaining paper, getting that little bit so that you can
Yes.
satisfy ukudla because I'm hungry and buy something that's going to make me smell nice. And that's all physical.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the sad part of that is that whoever lives for the physical world, whenever they die, their
Yeah.
work will also die with them.
How sad is that now?
Yes, they
Yeah.
will not be remembered by the next generation.
There's no legacy that is left.
Yes, there's no legacy. But if someone lives for the dimension of the soul,
Yeah.
if you are engaging people's thoughts,
That's
you are
right.
engaging people's emotion,
Uh-huh.
you are shaping their viewpoint,
That's
you are giving them
correct.
philosophy,
Yeah.
then you are able to live for your generation and the next generation.
You become a reference point
Yes.
that people will always go back to if they want to
Yes.
make any sense of anything that they're facing in
Yes.
life.
And depending on how good your work was, like Shakespeare for instance,
Yeah.
you can be remembered for up to 10 generations.
How beautiful is that now?
Yes.
You're making history.
Yes.
And of course, the people that you're speaking of have really, really, really affected how we see life, because
yeah.
we wouldn't be studying them if they didn't have an impact that would alter and probably bring us back to the correct
Yeah.
and the right way of doing things.
Yeah.
Obviously, he speaks well, as you can definitely hear. But obviously, this comes from the fact that you also studied theology.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I think
did,
you said you studied at a theological seminary.
South African Theological Seminary.
That's correct.
Yes.
How
yes,
was that
yes.
experience?
It was eye-opening, it was engaging, it was mind-blowing, it was, I don't regret doing it. I would encourage anyone who has an interest
Yeah.
in theology
Yeah.
to go out there and study theology.
Yeah.
Because I'm a church guy. I go to church.
Of course.
And I minister
Of course.
at church.
Yes.
So I think if you are a person who is a minister, you you need to go and study theology.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It opens your eyes.
It opened my eyes a great deal.
Of course.
Yeah.
And obviously this would come to play in the fact that you would write this beautiful book that is called 1 in 7 billion.
Yes.
I went through this book.
Yes.
And I'll be honest with you, it resonated with a lot of things that I'm also aware of, because it talks about self-actualization.
Yeah.
It talks about mastering your craft.
Yes.
It talks about owning your power. It talks about the fact that you are your worst enemy, and if you want to conquer anything in life, look within yourself.
Yes.
These are just a few of the things that I was able to pick up when I went through this beautiful book right here. You call it 1 in 7 billion. What is behind the title?
1 in 7 billion. Okay, briefly, there are about 7 billion people in the world today.
Okay.
Yeah, and that number is gonna stay that way for the longest time.
That's
because
right.
of various reasons, but we'll not discuss it right now.
Of course.
Yeah. So when I say you are 1 in 7 billion, when I was writing this book, I wanted to create a unique person. I wanted to create a unique individual. There's a chapter that says fingerprint hint. If you could study your fingerprint, you will find out that there is no one in this world today
Exactly.
who has the same fingerprint as you.
How beautiful is
And
that?
there has never been anyone.
Even going back to history.
Even going back to history.
That makes umuntu exclusive to the
Yes.
next person,
Yes.
even if they're related.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
Even going back to history, even going forward.
You'll never have a match.
And forensic science says that even identical twins.
They will never carry the same.
Yes.
But you know, I'm just gonna do a bit of a detour on that subject of fingerprints that you're talking about right now, and it still resonates with the fact that we're talking about spirituality right now. There's some stuff that I was going through when I was reading about nature and the origin of man. How did we come to be, and what our destiny is, where we actually headed.
Yes.
One of the things that I actually came across when we talk about that fingerprint is the fact that anything that is created by the one, probably the one that we refer to as God,
It's God, yeah.
has a distinctive fingerprint, and it cannot be matched by anyone,
Sure.
anywhere.
Yes,
You're talking about life itself. How plants grow and they come from a coil and spread out to gain life, and how they receive light.
Yes.
How a child in a fetus from the womb of a mother comes from a coil that opens up to have a fuller figure like we have right now.
Yeah.
The ligaments of your fingers and everything in your body is separated according to certain principles.
Yes.
Those principles resonate with every other thing that is created by nature, and those things cannot be matched.
Yes.
That's the beauty of fingerprints. Tell us more, King.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to show people, whoever read this book, when you are finished reading the book, I'm not promising that as soon as you finish reading the book, you're gonna say, aha, now I've discovered my purpose.
Yeah.
But I'm giving you a foundation.
For you to start
I'm
somewhere.
giving you tools.
Yeah.
So that you can be able to discover and fulfill your purpose.
Because we too many of us are just living a life where we get on by and just hope for the better day tomorrow, but we don't try.
Yeah. We are okay. The media has a lot to do with that, but we have been taught that the safe way to live is to copy what everyone is doing.
Yeah.
Is to be
safe.
It's to be safe. It's to be normal. That's the safest thing.
And that's one thing that is detrimental at the same time.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. And as a result, it is very hard to be unique.
Of course.
Nowadays. Because you get sidelined, you become an outcast.
The fact that when this into a different way, and they'll put they put labels all over you.
Yes, but the catch was I study autobiographies. I study people who have done great things.
Exactly.
From Napoleon the Great to Shakespeare, going to people who are contemporary.
That's right.
If you were to study those people, you would find one thing. That the people who are responsible for the progress of the world were weird people.
Exactly.
Were outcasts.
The ones they call nerds today.
They were nerds, yes. If you look at Bill Gates, you look at the Apple guy.
Exactly. That Facebook guy as well.
Yeah.
They're odd.
Yes.
In a way.
They are the people who refuse to be normal.
Exactly. And in that, they end up changing the world.
Yes.
Exactly.
In the long run, it paid.
Exactly.
In the long run.
That uniqueness makes them exclusive.
Yeah.
And no one can match them at the same time.
There's a quote that says,
yeah,
the reasonable man adapts himself to the world.
Wow.
But the unreasonable man persists on adapting the world to himself. And then it goes on to say, therefore, the progress of the world depends on the unreasonable man.
So, because he's always forging forward, instead of trying to play it safe and staying within the circle, because how will you ever grow or discover new if you're afraid to tap into the unknown?
Yes, because the world is forever changing.
Exactly.
The world is not static. We are not standing still.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like the earth is forever rotating, life is forever changing.
They did
forever
say
going forward.
Yeah, yeah.
So we need people. I always say that
we have to be groundbreaking.
Yes. That. Oscar.
Yeah.
There are three different types of people in this world. There are pioneers.
Yeah.
There are producers and there are consumers.
That's correct.
Okay, let's take example. Let's take the Joya celebration for instance. There are three guys who actually created the Joya celebration. Mkhize and Khangelani.
Yeah.
And there are about hundreds or thousands of people who actually make up the Joya celebration.
As the singers themselves, the band leaders and everything like that. Yeah.
They are the producers.
They're still in that category of not consuming.
Yes. In this regard, it's us.
Yeah, exactly.
In this regard, it's us.
Exactly.
And those people, they are millions.
Exactly.
So it's like the ratio is like 60% of people are consumers, 30% are producers, and 10% are pioneers.
Yeah.
And the problem is that those who are pioneers, who are called to be pioneers, number one, they don't know that they are pioneers.
Yeah.
They are not equipped.
Wow.
They are trying to be normal.
They are doubting themselves.
They are doubting themselves.
Exactly.
We have pioneers who are on Facebook, busy sharing great ideas,
but not doing anything about it.
Anything.
Born of themselves.
You know, also there used to be a culture yokubloma. Sihlale ekhoneni. Yes. Great ideas.
Exactly.
Used to be shared.
Actually, if we put any action into this thing will be a short success.
Yes. Okay, now e-corner has moved from the physical location to
digital
social networks.
That's correct.
There are people that go and me now. Why are you sharing this thing? Why are you
not
implementing
goal
this
right there.
Yeah, why are you not implementing this
Change
thing?
the world with it. No, it's just going to put it out there for the whole world to consume, and then it dies off.
Yeah, but the problem is that people who are called to be producers, they cannot do anything unless pioneers wake up and live up to their true calling and start
doing something.
Yeah, trailblazing.
Putting the energy that is required to move stuff.
We are going to ask first. I am grateful that we are in this platform right now.
Yeah.
We grew up together. We went to school together.
Yeah. Here
is your platform, and here is a book that I've published internationally.
Man.
We are talking about it now. We are pioneers in our own right.
We're making a change.
Yes, we are making a change.
Exactly. But everything depends. Actually, you take the first step, because every single time you have that idea, like you did say with the success slide, and we talk about how those are ideas. Some people didn't just take them and throw them in their bags or forget about them. They're out there. They're lazy. People that are booming in business. They're doing it.
First step.
You didn't sleep on your idea. You took your theology, you took your passion, you ran with it, and you said, I'm actually going to put all of these thoughts in a book so that the next person out there can actually have a look at it.
And impact my generation.
Yeah, but I don't. And this book is never
generation.
going to go anywhere.
No way.
It's here forever.
Forever, yes.
That's treasure.
Yeah.
It's not more than gold.
Yeah, what more than gold.
Beautiful stuff, man.
Yeah.
I did go over some chapters. I just noted them a few.
Yeah.
And obviously, I want to be careful with the time as well, because it's a beautiful book, but the main reason I made sure that we have this session is because I want people to understand the stuff that you've put in here and why it would be so important. Your weakness is your strength.
Yes.
it goes back to Isaac Linsky when you mentioned that guy who was a CEO in the top corporate company in America. Guy was amazing stuff. He goes blind at 13.
Yes.
And instead of that putting him to detriment, instead of that killing his morale and crippling him even some more, he took it, changed it, and made it work for him in advantage.
Yes.
Became greater than he could be.
Great, yes.
Tell us about that guy.
Okay, wait. Let me not tell you about that guy, but I will tell you about someone.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to talk about someone who everyone knows. Let us talk about Mike Tyson.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. The tiger.
Yes. Mike Tyson, do you know which he was asthmatic?
Man.
Yes.
First time I'm hearing it.
Mike Tyson was asthmatic.
Yeah.
If you can go back and study all his fights, you will find that Mike Tyson won not most of his fights, 90% of his fights with knockout. Do you understand why?
Yeah.
Okay, it's because his coach. His coach saw that he was asthmatic.
And it would be his weakness.
Yes, and he said this would be your weakness in boxing.
Yeah.
But let's turn this around and make it your strength.
Hey.
And he told Mike Tyson, in a boxing match there are 12 rounds. He said, but you, because you are asthmatic, you don't have 12 rounds.
Get the guy,
make sure,
take them out to be under 5 rounds.
Yes, and most of the time, some of his fights, even the first round, he made sure the first thing that he did, even his training, even his training sessions were based on that.
Wow. So he puts everything and make sure that he takes the guy out.
He channeled all his energy.
He was strategic.
He channeled all his energy towards knocking the person
exactly.
out. As soon as we got into the ring, you
don't let the rounds linger.
Yes.
Don't dance with the guy. Take him out.
Go out there and knock him out.
Because if you have more rounds, you're losing your advantage. You're losing your edge, and he's gonna take you out just for that.
Another guy is Stephen Hawking. Do you know Stephen Hawking?
I do.
Great scientist.
Exactly.
Yes. Stephen Hawking, if you could.
The guy that is in wheelchair bound.
Yes.
Doesn't even have ability to talk.
Yes.
But he's a genius.
He's a genius, but he was not always a genius. In high school, he was not even an A student.
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
And you think that he knows everything?
Yes, he was not even an A student. Okay, he was intelligent. He was great, but he was not applying himself.
Yeah.
Until I think he was in college, when he started to develop that sickness. I don't think it's neuro.
Yeah.
I don't know what's neuro.
He was not born with it. It came to him as he was growing.
Yes, it developed. I think it was in college.
Yeah.
And when he first developed the sickness, he started to realize that he may die anytime, because I think they gave him about 2 years. And then he said, okay, if I have 2 years to live, let me make the best.
Let me be great
out of it.
In these 2 years that I'm given.
In fact,
it changed his life. His weakness became his strength.
It became his strength.
Yeah.
And he did great things. In fact, he did not die within the 2 years.
He did not. He's still here.
He did not die.
He actually
he
went on forever.
Yeah.
That's just one of the pointers that was very, very, very inspirational to me, because when I went through that, I was like, wait a second. And it made me start realizing, because actually he's not the only reference that you can make. You will see a lot of people who go through a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to make a reference to umama. Ongakaze asebenze mhlawumbe ubaba emakhishini or mhlawumbe who's just a vendor emgaqweni.
Yes.
Uthola ukuthi uzokuthatha lokuthi asebenze with so little resources that they have. Athatha ingane yakhe ayise to the best university for that daughter to be the best that they could be. And sometimes omunye umuntu angithatha lokho athi, because situation yasekhaya ayikho right, that's why I'm stuck on the street.
Yes.
You can turn your situation if you apply yourself and if you know what is at stake, because you only have so much of a time. We live a very limited number of years. After that, it's all gone, and you have to go back to greatness by leaving a legacy. Making sure that somebody will remember you forever. We go on to another point that was very nice for me when I went over it, where you said from good to great. What makes people great is extending themselves.
Yes.
Ungaba right, kodwa mawenza kahle ngokuba right kwakho mase uyasandisa isandla sakho and give abanye abantu an opportunity that makes you greater.
That makes you great.
Tell us about that.
Well, not even biblically, not only biblically, even our African tradition teaches that Doing something for yourself is good, but doing something for someone else, that's greatness. It's pie.
Yeah.
Yes. So life is not about being self-centered.
On the receiving end. Yeah.
Yes. Life is it's about being self-effacing.
Selfless.
Yes, it's about being selfless.
Yeah.
The greatest measure of greatness is how much you can sacrifice yourself for the good of other people.
Sometimes you will actually do that. Because on my own, I'm pretty sure what the universe owes me now because I've been giving so much.
Yes.
Also, a bit impatient sometimes.
Yes.
Just keep giving.
Keep giving.
Yes,
keep giving. Keep giving.
Yeah.
And self-fulfillment, being fulfilled, comes comes from equipping other people.
Yeah.
It comes from doing something good for other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes you a winner.
Yes, it makes you a winner. Yeah.
You go on to explain the fact that it is only a person that can limit themselves.
Yeah.
Potentially it goes back to the point where we were talking about right now outside before the podcast, where we were discussing God is limitless.
God is limitless.
The universe is limitless.
Yes,
and if you know that, then you should know yourself.
Yeah. The power that you have.
More on that?
Yeah, the only limit is yourself. Okay, the way I wrote this book, the first chapter is consciousness. I read about consciousness. Well, there are different ways to explain consciousness.
Yeah.
But consciousness, it's about knowing what you don't know. That's the base. It's not about knowing something. Okay, do you understand that?
I definitely get you.
Yeah, it's not about knowing something. Okay, a lot of people think they are now conscious.
That's right.
Consciousness is about constantly being hungry or wanting to know what you don't know.
They go on to say in Kemetic spirituality, when you are conscious, your third eye is open because you're forever seeking.
Yes, forever seeking. Forever seeking. You know, in the Bible, one of the verses says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." So they say, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." A poor person is a person who is needy.
Yeah.
He cannot deny anything you give them.
Wow.
You see?
Yeah.
And they say that's the blessed person. Not someone who knows a lot about the Bible, someone who has been to Bible college.
And you're only giving and giving and giving. You're never in a point of receiving. And a vessel that is full cannot be filled up anymore.
It can't.
It's full.
It cannot.
Yeah.
So where you being your only limit, start there. The first limit that you'll put on yourself is thinking you know. That's the first limit.
It kills you.
Yeah. And whenever you think you know,
you've defeated yourself.
You don't know anything.
Because you can never know anything. You can never know everything at the same time.
Yes. Because the scope of knowledge is like a circle. This is how much we know. But this is how much we don't know.
Can you imagine how big that is compared to what you know?
The more you increase what you know, but what you don't know is like
it will forever grow.
Yes.
So gangs was going at the end of the day.
Yes. So if you want to discover and fulfill your purpose, if you want to get maybe to self-actualization,
that's right.
Then you have to be always seeking. You have to be always aware that you don't know, and that will make you humble.
Polishing yourself, going to discover what you've never seen before.
And one of the principles, in fact, there is a verse that I've put there. Some of Jesus' disciples came to Jesus and they were explicit in asking that question. They asked Jesus, who is the greatest in the kingdom of God? And do you know what Jesus said?
Tell me.
Jesus said, the greatest in the kingdom of God is the least amongst you.
It's more than a human being.
Yes, it's the least amongst you. In fact, he took a child.
Wow.
And he said, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, if you cannot change and become like this child, receiving love like this child, you can have a child now, and the child will forgive you.
Tomorrow they're going to come running to you to hug you.
Yes. A child is forever wanting to know.
Exactly. They're absorbing, they're sponges.
As a 4-year-old, they want to know everything.
Exactly. That's why they have so many questions.
Yes. You tell them and
they want to know.
And ask you why.
Yeah.
But
you give them an answer, they give you another one.
Yes, but we are content with what we know.
Exactly. We think we've reached the ceiling.
Yeah. So we just want to go around.
That's where the limit is.
Yes, that's what the limit is.
And you also talk about how you climb the mountain of greatness.
The mountain of greatness. Yes, I put that as the last mountain.
Of course.
Yes, as the last mountain. Well, there are some subtopics and subheadings. Yes, in there. Yeah, but greatness is about. It's about being the best version of yourself. And that calls, we'll go back to what we're talking about right now. And that calls for you to actually become a child.
Wow.
You will never become great if you are not able to change and become a child.
Yeah.
In your thinking, in everything that you do.
You've limited yourself.
You've limited yourself, yes. You have to become a child. And you have to, okay, there's a quote there where it said, good is the enemy of great.
Yeah.
Another thing that stops people from becoming great is that they are good.
They think and they'll get verification from people around them. Say, we're Charlotte.
Yes.
And then after that, you're not going to try and polish it any further because you're getting verification which you're on it.
Yeah.
Kanti, you can become bigger than that.
You can become bigger than that. Okay.
Right.
A typical example, let's take our soccer players and or our musicians also. You have a talent, which is music or which is soccer.
Yeah.
You play football. You are great at playing football. And football, you retire at about 35, 38.
That's your peak.
Yes, that's your peak. You were great at football. People reassured you. You got the money. You got everything, the medals, everything. But
you're still young in your life.
Still young. And after that, what do you do?
Yeah.
Your life is not over.
That's why guys like Philemon Masinga we took advantage.
Yes.
And they said, besides the talent.
Yes.
Besides the long legs and kicking the ball in the right direction, I'm gonna do something else that is in line with this thing that is already a light. Because obviously in a talented lad, what else can I do around it? Today, he's still living off that talent long after he came out of the ground. So you only limit yourself.
Yes. Okay, let's continue with this with this football career thing.
Yeah.
You are still playing football. You are good at football. But you are satisfied at being good at football. Why not open your eyes and think bigger than playing football? How about you create a platform, you create a sports clinic for young kids back at township.
Exactly.
For them to actually, whether you'll be giving them the clues. Because you've been...
You're already in this thing called soccer. So whatever it is that
you'll be equipping them physically, you'll be equipping them spiritually, emotionally, and even financially.
Well, now you're actually protecting yourself because you're still doing something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
You're not limiting yourself to saying, because I'm 36, I have to retire because there's young blood coming. You're still into Oitandai.
And that's why we ask you to Oscar it can happen that when you die, you are leaving an institution that will live for 10 generations after you.
And it only started out of you.
But if you were only a football player, the next generation maybe will
we won't even know about you.
Yes.
Actually, when you're talking about the next generation, you come up, how many of them have gone away?
If I ask you about I ask you about
you don't know. They're still there. But you follow up on their stories. True Love magazine.
Yes.
Because they've actually thrown themselves into drugs or something like that. You pick up bad vibes. If they had done anything that was in line with Indaba at that time, they would still be doing something that they're passionate about.
Yeah. There's a chapter there which are called The Mountain of... What is it called? The Mountain of Institutions. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Where I talk about building institutions.
Yeah.
We as black people, we do not like to build institutions.
Yeah. We're followers.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't start stuff.
Oh, it's called the mountain of system and institutions.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think I went over that. It was one of the pointers that we were going to discuss. But we're there right now. It's right there.
Okay, we don't want to create systems, Oscar. We want to create events.
And events are partial, by the way. They're temporary.
Events do not...
Even if it's a huge event, it's a weekend and it's gone.
They do not accomplish anything. Okay, let me give you an example, Oscar. Okay, white people, the only reason white people are ahead of us is because they are able to build systems and institutions.
That's right.
White people came from Europe, they came to Africa, and they colonized us. Since the days of Oxetwayo, black people have been trying to fight against white people.
So today,
and they were not able to overcome them. Why? Because they were fighting with events.
and that doesn't have any effect.
Yes, until 1912, where a guy by the name of Pixley Cassell.
That's right.
The guy studied in the United States. He was influenced by Booker T. Washington.
Right.
And he came back to South Africa and and he called all great people of the time. Yeah. And he said, let us form an organization.
Now he's bringing the same European stance.
Yes.
The system.
Yes. How to fight people.
And structure.
Yes. Let us form an organization to fight these people, which was the ANC.
We
can't. Which was the ANC, which was founded in 1912.
That's right.
And close to 100 years after it was founded, it was successful in what it wanted to achieve. But they only achieved it through building an organization, building
with structures.
System, with structures.
That's right. Because if you think that you're gonna try and channel or at least challenge anything that comes with a form, we're not going to because you see like later see they're gonna
forget
it's you. They have a strategy.
They have a strategy.
You don't have a strategy.
100 years strategy.
Exactly. So what do you
else
have?
I'm gonna ask you. I have a 30-year plan.
Yeah.
If you're a person living, you have to have at least a 5-year plan.
Exactly.
10-year plan.
Know how to get there and work towards it.
Yes. So Abelung are ahead of us. I'm going to repeat this.
Yeah.
Because they are able to have strategy and they are able to build systems and they're able to build institutions.
I went over one of the podcasts that I also follow. One of the famous guy, I'm not going to drop any name.
Yeah.
He was talking exactly about what you're talking about the fact why Afrikaners took us out. Right out is the fact that when they came here, there were those British systems that were already in place.
Yes.
You had your shops that had all of these nice names, all these English names, as you would still find them. They said, no ways, man, we're going to build our own. Now, these are the Afrikaners still. Because we still couldn't see. They said, we're going to make our own chain stores.
Yes.
We're going to make our own farms that will supply those stores. We're going to create our own transportation systems to deliver from the farms to the stores. They actually became self-reliant.
Yes.
They pushed every single thing out, and they said we're gonna put everything in place. See, 17. You do the groundwork.
Yes. Compared. South Africa, we black people see majority. But we are more than majority. But till today, we do not produce what we consume. Let us forget about clothing or anything.
Isn't it essential?
Yes.
Isn't it
our livelihood?
As our needs. So we focus on our wants.
Our livelihood.
Yeah.
The food that we eat. We are relying on the enemy, on the economical enemy.
Exactly.
But see, we want.
How typical is that?
Yes.
How crazy is that? Because it's just amazing how you actually brought that point up. You've got the same people that you will chant and say.
Yes.
They suppressed us. They actually
At
the same time, everything that you are living in your life goes back to you feeding into their system. You're not doing anything for yourself. So even if you're not happy, let's say for whatever reason it happens, they go away.
Yes.
Do you really think that it's going to be possible? For you. If it's such a because it's too much weight.
Yes.
Those farmers are supplying your stores where you go to buy. They're supplying your pick and pay, your checkers.
They're feeding us.
So if we're not no man, the land back and all of that, it's all good. We need that land.
It's all good,
have you put systems in place that will safeguard and sustain your life after that? Systems.
So even we are looking at it at a micro level, because that is why I'm interested in applying it.
Yeah.
Let's take Hammersdale, for instance. We need to say at Hammersdale that at least 50% of the eggs that are consumed at Hammersdale are produced by us.
Can you imagine?
At least 50% of the cabbages, spinach, and the beetroot that is consumed at Hammersdale is produced by us.
Then it doesn't leave.
We have amatjits who are doing or chicken dust. And in Kuku, they are getting it from Ubelung. Why can't we raise it to 100 and supply these people?
We don't want to think big, eh?
Yes.
And it's our weakness. Actually, it's our Achilles heel. That's the one thing that keeps beating us down.
Yeah.
More of the point is that I was actually very, very interested by, taken by. What you seek is what you will be.
What you see.
What you seek is what you will be.
Yeah.
You have to be hungry for something.
Yes.
Work towards it and then become it.
It is.
Give us more on that.
Yeah. It's all about when you pursue something, you focus on it.
Yeah.
The law of focus. Whatever you focus on, it grows.
There's no way that it can go north.
Yeah. Whatever you focus on, it will grow. And whatever you feed grows.
Exactly.
And you will become that. You will actually become that.
Yeah.
So I wrote this book, 1 in 7 billion, 2018.
Yeah.
Before, I've never written a book.
Can you imagine?
No one has
you wrote something so extensive.
Yes. No one has ever called me to their podcast to say, okay, let's come and discuss this.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting
you are growing in it.
Yes, invitation from you.
Exactly.
Oh, it's okay. Let's come and talk about this stuff. Because this is what I am pursuing.
It's interesting. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You want to read that. So,
yes.
If you nurture it, it becomes greater.
It becomes greater.
If you same in the same breath, if you neglect it, you kill it.
You kill it. It does.
Man, it's really an amazing one, and we're not going to cover every single chapter because it's something that you need to go and get.
It's 3 years worth of work.
It's amazing, bro. When I went through this, I was like, this is my friend Khangelani. What the hell happened? Why did he go so deep? And you went deep, man. But I guess people will only appreciate it once they actually get the feel of it.
Yeah.
And it smells amazing too.
It smells amazing. It's internationally published.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
It's on Amazon.
Wow.
Yeah.
All platforms.
All platforms.
But I get to
In fact, my very first copy was bought in the UK.
Wow.
Yeah.
Before you even had your clientele here in South
Before
Africa.
I even had my physical
your own copy.
Yeah.
So we've already broken international ground.
Yeah.
Make sure that you get it. It's something that
it's
you
available
definitely...
I think one person bought it in America, one person bought it in UK, in Germany. It's also I think all continents. It's in all continents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's cool.
Yes.
I just want to come to this one last question that we have to get to, and I know Guti, after this you'll be able to explain to us how people can get their hands on it.
Yeah.
In the cool that I want us to just that one answer. When I went over the book, I was caught by a lot of chapters. Everything is amazing and it resonates with me. It sings true. There's this one question that I want to find out though, in your own words, because I don't think it's Konomoto's about the answer right for it.
Yes.
Why are we here on this place called Earth? When you put that question down, I said I'm not going to go into that chapter because I want you to just brush on top and explain to me, in your own understanding, in summing up, what would you say is the reason why we as human beings are here on Earth? Yeah.
That's a deep question. It's okay. I'll try not to get spiritual.
Yeah.
But we're here to give off everything that was deposited inside of us.
Wow.
Life is like a movie. A director, whoever created the movie, someone will create the movie and will get a producer, and producer will get a director.
Yeah.
But the person who created the movie has roles.
Yeah.
That I will need a pastor. I will need a
he knows which shoe goes where.
Yes. I need a deaf. I will need a shopkeeper. I will need a child. I will need a couple. And so he will have auditions.
All these roles.
Yes, he
Yeah.
knows all these roles.
Yeah.
In fact, the movie already exists.
He's seen the picture.
He knows.
He has the idea.
The movie already exists in his mind.
Mind you, this thing has never existed before. It's
Yes,
an idea.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
He will go out there and he will get the people who he thinks.
We'll execute the idea.
Yes. And even the concept of auditions. Yeah, which he will audition and he will say, okay, this is the one.
Work feeling apart,
Yes.
you know. This is the guy
This
that's
is
going
the
to kill
guy.
my
Yes.
scene. Yeah.
But before we go on any further, let's just clear that up. So that means each and every person who is here on earth
Yeah.
was specifically chosen for a purpose
Wow.
that he, or a role that he has to play here on earth.
Don't neglect it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on.
Yeah.
The person who created the movie will call the actors. Okay, once the cast is finished, they will start acting.
Yeah.
While they are acting, he will stop.
Yeah.
He will stop the shooting
Cut.
and say, "Cut! No, don't do it this way.
Exactly.
Do it that
Because
way."
it's not going as how we'd imagined.
According to plan.
Yeah.
And people feel as if they failed when they hit blunders or when they are called to
divert or do things differently.
yes,
Yeah.
or to take another road.
But you're only being chiseled the right way.
In the right way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what life is about.
Beautiful.
I said I won't get spiritual because it's very deep.
Yeah, exactly.
But life is like a movie. We all have a role to play.
Yeah.
There's a producer, there's a creator, the person who created all of this,
Yeah.
which is God.
Yes.
He created all of this. This thing existed in his mind.
That's right.
There's a quote by Walt Disney which says, "If I did not see Disneyland in my mind,
Man.
the rest of the world
Would have
will
never.
never have seen
Wow.
Disneyland in Orlando, Florida."
What?
We marvel
Yeah.
when we arrive at,
Exactly.
at Orlando, Florida.
But that's someone's idea right there.
It existed in his mind. Each and every little piece of it existed in his mind.
He knew how the
And
waterfalls were supposed to be,
yes, he
where
knew
the
it.
train tracks were supposed to
He
go.
knew it. Joyous celebration
Yeah.
existed in someone's mind.
Exactly.
As we were talking about it. It existed. We want to create something like this.
And we wanted to have that kind of feel.
Yes. And the question I want to ask anyone who's
Yeah.
gonna watch this,
Mhm.
what is in your mind
Man.
right now?
Yeah.
Yini existayo in your mind? Because just like Walt Disney,
Yeah.
don't ignore it.
Exactly.
Mhlambe Walt Disney, if he shared it to his friend or to his brother,
That would
he
have been
may-
the end of it.
Yes, he may have said, "No, you are crazy."
Mom discourage it.
Yes.
Tell me what you're talking madness. You want to
Yeah, bro.
call people to come and just have
Yes.
fun? Put you
Yabo?
down, man.
Yabo?
Yeah.
So okay, I want to ask anyone who's watching, yini ela, yini that has been deposited in
Yeah.
your mind. Sometimes you feel you're unreasonable. Sometimes you feel it is too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel this would never happen.
Yeah. Or you discourage your
We discourage away. We discourage away. Because it's in Apple, it existed.
Steve Jobs, man.
Yes, in Steve Jobs' mind. And he tried to explain
And he
it.
failed.
And he failed.
Until he got it right.
Until he got it.
But he never stopped working on it.
Yeah.
And it's still the greatest.
Yes. So
But,
don't ignore
Don't ignore it.
or neglect what's in your mind.
It's coming straight from the man himself, Khangelani Mkhize. He's the author of this beautiful book. Make sure that you get yourself a copy. It's 1 in 7 billion.
Yeah.
He's also going to explain to us exactly how we get through to making sure that we have our own copies.
Yeah.
Because it's a big book. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful book.
Yes.
It has every code that you need that's going to make your life a bit easier. He says it's not a manual, but if you read it, it might press the right buttons and make you start thinking about us about a few things.
Yeah.
So, Khangelani, how do we get us our hands on this
Yeah,
book?
as I've mentioned, internationally, it's available on Amazon Books.
Yeah.
It's available on Smashware. It's available on all the platforms.
That's right.
Internationally, anyone's anywhere around the world.
Yeah.
And I will say nationally here in South Africa, I'm able to deliver.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere in South Africa.
Yeah.
You can reach me on all my social media platforms. I'm
That's
Khangelani
Facebook,
Mkhize.
Instagram, yeah.
Yes, I'm Khangelani Mkhize. And also in Pietermaritzburg, it's available. I think in Durban, it's available on Adam Books.
Beautiful
Adam
stuff.
Books, yes. It's available there. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's definitely it. That's Khangelani Mkhize. He's the author of 1 in 7 billion. It says the 7 mountains to discover and fulfill your purpose. He's the writer of this book, the author of this book, and it's available on Amazon and everywhere. If you're here in Durban, if you're in Pietermaritzburg, go to Adam's shop. They have this copy. They'll definitely get that for you. But if you can have the guy himself deliver it to you, he's got social media pages. He's got Facebook and Instagram. You can just check him out, Khangelani Mkhize, and send him a message. Maybe even a WhatsApp is going to give us that number so that you can get yourself this beautiful copy of beautiful work that my brother has done here. Bro, I want to say thank you so much. Give us that WhatsApp number before we sign out.
Okay, the number is 065 904 5167.
It's Khangelani Mkhize. It's a beautiful book, and he's the author of 1 in 7 billion. Bro, thank you so much for paying us a visit. Unfiltered with us, Msomi.
Yes.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks,
Great work.
Thank you.
Okay.